The truth is, I just don't believe you. I don't believe you. So many times you say, "Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that." You're so on fire, you're so ready to go. And then when the time comes, you're nowhere to be found. Welcome to another episode of Candid Conversations, hosted by yours truly, Tech Coach Ralph, where we are engineered to win. In this episode of Candid Conversations, we're going to be talking about how you say you're going to do something, but then once the rubber hits the road, you are nowhere to be found. So let's get right into it, right? Because you see the red background, you see the red hat. I'm out for blood, right? So it's I don't know. Maybe I really don't know. So many people will come and say, these are my goals, right?" Which now I'm starting to wonder if they're just dreams, right? People come and say, I want to do this. So either, oh, they're on fire for QA. I want to, this is for me. I want to do QA. I want to do QA. I want to do QA. And then you give them a little bit of taste of the real world of how QA works, or it could be software engineering. It could be cybersecurity. It could be data engineering. It could be anything, like just whatever it is that you put to it. Right. And you just give them a little exposure to the real world, and then they start to fold. They're nowhere to be found. And but they are so on fire for it, and that's why I say that I don't believe you. It's I do think that anyone could, or just about anyone could get into tech and into QA, into software engineering, into whatever field that we have in here, if you really wanted to. But that's a big if, right? Because I think a lot of times people are chasing the numbers that they see, right? What, like, there's some YouTube channels that might be advertising, oh, you can go to if you can go from 40K a year to 400K within 6 months in QA, right? And then and then right? So people coming in it for the money, but then once you actually have to do the work, or once you get hit with the reality check that no, you have to start at the bottom and you have to work your way up just like any other industry, right? Now, the bottom in tech can be a lot higher. I mean, technically, the bottom in tech a lot of times is higher than the top of most other industries, right? But is it easy to get in? No. But that's the problem. So many people want easy when nothing is supposed to be easy, all right? But then you get started, and you're going through the quote unquote the easy route where people are holding your hand, giving you a a guided tour, right? They're giving you a guided tour, and you feel you're on cloud nine. But then once you actually start to get some exposure, but before that, before you can even get the exposure, right? Because and this is why companies, they require, like, they really put a big stress on experience. Because if they give you this chance, right? Because people are saying, "Oh, give me a chance, give me a chance, give me a chance." Um, I mean, I always wonder, like, why? Like, it's not charity, right? So why should a company just give you a chance? You have to prove yourself in everything that you do, right? The one of the problems today is people don't feel that they are obligated to prove themselves, right? So if they give you this chance, right, and they say, "Oh, this is what you have to do. We're giving you a chance, but this is what you're gonna have to do." Now, are you going to say, "Oh, well, that's not my job. Oh, this is not what I told. Like, this is not what I was told." Are you going to say, "Oh, like, you're not gonna be open to growing?" And that is one of the reasons that companies require experience, because you should know what you're getting into. Are you going to be opposed to going on call? Do you like, that's not my job. I'm not getting paid for it. Is that the mentality? See, but with experience, you would know what you're getting into. But let's go back to I don't believe you. Yeah, you. I don't believe you, right? So many like and this is one of the reasons that like I just pretty much if you don't approach me, I'm just like I see so many people that they can have so much potential, right? And I used to like when I like just a few months ago, I would reach out like, hey, I I checked out your GitHub or maybe I said, oh, send me your resume so I can see what's going on. Send me your portfolio, and I would check it, and I'd say, if you were to take a look at this or try that, you'd probably have a lot of much better luck because you've been you want to quit, you've been applying for jobs for God knows how long, and you're not breaking through, right? So I'm like, maybe you could do this, maybe you could do that. And, I give them work to do and then never hear from them again. And I'm like, cool, great, perfect. It is what it is. But but that's part of the reason that I'm like, you know what? It's not even really worth being the person to reach out. It's not even being worth like someone in my position with all the experience that I have to reach out to people to try to pull them up because it's a waste of time if they're not going to do the work, right? So I would prefer people reach out to me and ask me like, "Oh, how can I do this?" But even with that, right? I'll say they because people reach out to me and I say, "Okay, well, there's a step-by-step process that you go through." And then I don't know what happens, right? They phase out or something. But that goes back to I don't believe you. People think what they have are goals, but they really have our dreams because if you had goals, you would have written them down. And then you would have written a step by step process of how you are going to achieve those goals, whether it's some online course or a boot camp or going to college, whatever it might be, whether it's getting a mentor, whether it's getting a coach, whatever it is, right? But you would have and then like, any guess what? Maybe you don't know, right? So are you going to employ help to write out that plan? But a goal without a plan is just a dream. I don't know what industry you guys might be in, but at least in my previous companies, we had something called SMART goals, right? What did SMART stand for? Specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, time based. So the goals that we set had to be based on those keys, right? Like I said, a goal without a plan is just a dream. And I think there are so many dreamers out there that it all sounds nice. And they live their lives in a dream, you know? But that's why I say I don't believe you. Because you know why I don't believe you? This is why I don't believe you, right? Very, very simple, very practical. It's because you don't believe in yourself. That's the best way I can put it. Because if you did believe in yourself, there would be nothing, there would be no excuses standing in your way that would stop you from achieving the things that you want to achieve. You would knock on every single door to get the information that you needed to get, right? Somebody gives you a blueprint and you're like, okay, I am going to work. Somebody who gives you a blueprint who's been there for like, because for some reason, people love to listen to people who are brand new allegedly brand new in something, and that is what they believe, right? And then people who are telling, well, you would have much better luck. People who've been there doing it for a long time, you'd have much better luck. You would have a better chance. You would have a better route if you were to employ some of these things, right? And then like, no, no, that's too much work. You don't want to invest in yourself, right? But aren't there like billions of people in these boot camps? Well, yeah, because it's easy to pass accountability off on the boot camp. Because if you cannot find the job that they promised that you would find in 6 months, tripling your salary, then whose fault does it become? It becomes their fault, right? How do we bypass the mirror and start blaming other people? To me, the way I always see it, everything is my fault, right? Whatever failures, whatever successes, it all falls on me, right? I mean, there's people who, especially in the successes, right? There's people who help you along the way. Always give credit to them, but at the end of the day, you're the one who does the work for you, so you can continue to grow, right? And that's why I continue to come back with, I don't believe you. I I just personally, I don't like people who talk too much, right? I would rather you show me with your actions and then instead of telling me with your words. Because at the end of the day, like, they're just words. You want to be the best? I want to see you studying every single day. Show me something new every single day. Show me something. Don't tell me something new. Show me something new. What have you done today to increase your knowledge, increase your growth? You know, go to the gym of self-development, of leveling up, right? You say you want to do better, you say you want to win, but then once it's time to actually get to work, where are you? What are you going to do about it? Aren't you guys tired of talking? Cuz I'm tired of listening. When are you going to get to work? When are you going to get to work? When are you okay, have you written down your goals? That's the first question. Have you written down your goals? You don't know it. You don't even know what your goals are. Okay, have you gotten help to write down your goals? Now, if you have written down your goals, have you written a plan to achieve those goals? When do you plan to achieve those goals? I've seen people set time frames and timelines and deadlines on things, right? And then they never like it's like it never happened. They don't talk about it. They just blow right past it and they just keep it moving. And like I said, that's why I don't believe you. Am I talking about you? Yes, I'm talking about you. Because if the shoe fits, wear it. Or if the shoe fits, take it off and be different. Maybe put some slippers on. I don't know. Put some different shoes on. Put the shoes of victory. Aren't you like aren't you tired of complaining? of not being what you dream to be. Because as of now, until you write it down, until you write, let's just establish this, right? Until you write it down, you do not have a goal. You have a dream, right? So let's start off by writing it down, and then it's still not a goal yet until you have a plan to achieve it. And once you come to me and you show me that you have it written down, you have a plan to achieve it, or you ask, because that's another option, right? You ask someone who is knowledgeable, experienced in the field of your goal to help you come up with a plan, then I might start to believe you. That's going to be like a 1.5% belief, right? Now, daily, as you continue to work towards your plan, and your plan should be daily. It shouldn't be like, oh, once a week I'm going to do this. It should be daily. Oh, but I need 8 hours of sleep. Says who? You've been sleeping you've been sleeping way more than you have for your whole entire life. You can afford to cut back on some sleep right now to start being victorious. I don't know about you, but I'm about winning. I don't like losing. I don't like the mentality of losing. Because guess what? I want to believe you. Maybe it's my QA background that makes it. Maybe I have trust issues. Maybe it's my QA background that makes me question everything. Or, or maybe it's what you show me and that you show the world, what you put out into the world. It shows that you're a quitter. It shows that people can't put confidence in you. See, if I had to choose, if I had to choose the type of person that I would want to coach, right? Because you don't always get to choose who you coach or who you mentor, right? But if I had to choose, right? If it was a perfect world and I had to choose who I would coach or mentor, right? I would have no problem with somebody who had never been exposed to engineering or to tech or anything like that, right? And they want to get into it, whatever field they're coming from, right? But they're driven, they're disciplined, they're hungry. And I say, all right, I want you to take this course and I want you to update me on your progress daily, right? And every day they let me know this is what I'm going to be working on. And then at the end of the day, all they have to tell me is it's done, right? And throughout, they can ask me questions like when I'm coaching people, I don't care if I hear from them every single day. I just want to see the progress. I want to see that you believe in yourself, right? And I want to see how you articulate what you're learning. And then once I can see that you're serious, then I can give you more. And say, okay, now let's consider this. But if you're not even doing the basic for yourself, how can I give you anything? That's the way I see it, right? Like if I could choose, I'm like, all right, I want someone who's hungry, who's dedicated, who's focused, who's even if they're working like two jobs, right? Or they're working long hours, right? They say there is no other option. I am going to put in the work, whether I have to wake up early or go to sleep late, right? If I have to tech, if I have to text coach at 2 in the morning saying it's done, then so be it, right? I have to wake up at 6, so be it. Whatever it takes, whatever it takes, because I have a goal and I have a plan. you know? But that's a character trait, right? That's not a technical skill. Being driven is not a technical skill. You can't code it up, right? But until then, I simply can't believe you. You have to show me. Because once you start talking too much, I start tuning you out, right? Once I start hearing excuses and what you call reasons, I call excuses, and just babble, 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 I'm like, nope. My personal philosophy, to be honest with you, it's shut up and work. That's what I do. Am I going to tell somebody else to shut up and work? Nope. I'm just going to keep it moving. I'm going to shut up and work because that's how I show my work. I just show my work, right? And then after I have something to show, then I can explain it. I can articulate. I can make a nice presentation. I can give do like oohs and ahs and like, oh, look at that. Oh, how was that done? And I can, you know. But without without my work, I have nothing to say. And when I have nothing to say, I'm not gonna say anything. So we'll end it like this, right? We're gonna end this candid conversation like this. I don't believe you until you show me your goals, you show me your plans, or at least ask for help to write down your plans, to come up with your plans. And then once that's done, you shut up and work. Right? Then I can see that you're serious about getting to where you say you want to be. But so far, very, very few people that I've seen really go out there and get it. Right? If you're searching for comfort, if you're searching for ease, tech is not for you. All right? So hopefully this helped you. Hopefully you found it valuable. Hopefully that's a wake-up call. And it goes far beyond tech, right? But that's the field that I'm in. So that's what I'm going to talk to. But I would highly suggest that you write down your goals, make plans for them, and then attack it. How do you attack it? You shut up and work. All right? So if you're not offended by this and you found this information helpful and useful, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you can know every time we go live. Like the video, share the video. And if you are offended by this, then you definitely should subscribe to the channel, because that is how you're going to get out of the rut that you're in, and you're going to do better. When you know better, you do better. All right? And if you do want to level up and get a mentor and get a coach, then check out the Patreon at www.techcoachralph.dev and see what we're doing in there. And maybe that can be the turning point for you. All right? But until then, this has been another episode of Candid Conversations, hosted by yours truly, Tech Coach Ralph, where we are engineered to win. And guess what? I really do want to believe you, but it comes with requirements, all right? Until next time, friends, family, this is Tech Coach Ralph signing off.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.